If you're not a real estate agent, then I would just switch this video off right now because I'm going to send a whole bunch of technical jargon that's just going to have you confused. Now, if you are a real estate agent, stick around because this is incredibly important. I don't know if you got the memo, but they completely jumbled the purchase agreement around. So today, we're going to break down all those critical changes that they've made to the purchase agreement. Hi, I'm Pamela Mulholland, your chaos coordinator, and welcome to another episode of Curing Chaos. Now, the major change, and by my opinion, the best change, all the terms and conditions have been moved to pages 1, 2, and 3. What this means is you don't have to be a licensed detective to go and find out all these important parts in the contract. It's right there for you. For those of you who think that the seller side shouldn't be contacting the buyer's lender for loan updates, think again. It's right there in the contract. Now the next one, and I love this one, is any property left behind by the seller after the close of escrow, buyer has 3 days to notify the seller in writing that it is either going to be picked up or they're getting rid of it. I think you should all just make a yard sale flyer that says, hey seller, if you don't come and get your stuff, come to my yard sale at the weekend and you can buy it back. Next, there's solar. Buyer buys a property, knows that there's solar. Well, look at the contract. Seller is not responsible for any of the costs incurred to transfer the solar to the buyer. Next, just because you put it in the MLS that the window coverings are staying, the buyer has to put it in the contract. They have to ask specifically for these things. That doesn't mean that they have to get what's on the MLS. So on that note, here's the good part for you as a buyer's agent. Prep your buyer when you're showing them the property that what they're seeing is not necessarily going to be transferred unless it's in that contract. Make yourself shine. On to the AVID, my favorite, Agent Visual Inspection Disclosure, or as I call it, a very important document. Agents, you have to provide it at the time of the statutory disclosures. I keep saying this. It is a statutory disclosure due in 7 days, and if you don't provide it, you're going to hold up your contingency dates for inspections and disclosures. Remember, do it! So now on to an assignment. If your buyer is assigning the sale of the property to an entity that they are within, they do not have to go back and sign all the previous documents. And if you know anything about TC work, you'll know that this saves us a lot of work. However, if you want to pay me extra, I'll sign whatever you want me to get signed. And this is another TC pet hate. When you have a counter on your transaction and you're supposed to check the little box on the last page of the RPA and you're supposed to date the next counter that's on it, they're doing away with the date. You just gotta check the box now. No more date to put in there. Do you know how much easier this is gonna be for me? Because it is all about me. Now on the last page of the contract, you have to put in there an email. It's called a designated email. Designated, meaning that it's designated for the offers. No more excuses of saying, oh, it went to the wrong email, or I didn't get that. Nope. You're going to be held accountable. Put your email on there that you want it to go to, and if it's not your team email and it's your email, put it down. Get it right. Now the best one, I keep saying that, I know, but they all just get so exciting. But now we don't have to go on there and fix all y'all's information, like your company address, your missing phone number. They've done away with it. You just have to put your broker name, sign it, your license numbers, plural, and the date. Makes it easier for me. Now let's hit the last point. And keeping in mind, there are a gazillion others. These are just the ones that I feel are important to my job. But the last one is we no longer have to have an initial acceptance on the RPA or the counters. The last one does not have to be initialed for acceptance. They've done away with that. You just need to get them signed by the buyer and signed by the seller. That's it. We're good. So those are the most significant changes on the RPA, but there are many more. So if you have any questions, I'm Pamela Mulholland, Chaos Coordinator, and I am happy to help you anytime.